Hi, this video is about how to use Asset Manager and Placer tool for Autodesk Maya. In this video, we will be looking into how to install these tools and also how to use them. So let's start with installing these tools. If you bought this product from Gumroad, you would be receiving this folder called Asset Manager. First thing you have to do is copy this folder and go into Documents, Maya, Scripts, and paste it here. After that, open Asset Manager, Scripts, and click on Register Product. Here it will be asking you for a license key. So if you bought it from Gumroad, you will receive an email with the license key. Enter that license key here. Just copy paste the license key and hit enter. After that, it will take some time to set up it, and it will show the message Asset Manager is all set and you can start using it now. If you get this one, then you are good to go. If there is any other message, it means that your license key is wrong or it has been used more than 3 times. So get a new license key. Fine, now close it now. Then open Maya. Then go to the shelf where you want the script icons to be. Then go to Asset Manager folder again and drag this install.ml folder file. And it will create all the necessary script icons, which includes Asset Manager, Placer tool, and some essential helper scripts. If you open the Asset Manager for the first time, you'll be getting this empty window. First thing you have to do is add a library folder. Currently, I don't have any library, so let me create a folder on the desktop to use it as the library. I'll use this lib folder as the library for now. So let's open this lib folder and copy the path. Close it. Now open Maya and choose a name for that library. Desktop lib. Then copy that library path and add library. Then this will be added into the library list. And you can pick it from here. If there are multiple libraries, you can switch between them. So in this library, I don't have any files to access. So the first thing I have to do is add few assets into it. To add some assets into that, first thing I have to do is I have few assets in my assets folder. So I'll open one by one. For example, I have this bowl. So I will select this. Then click on this plus button at the bottom. Then capture a thumbnail of it. Then add some tags. These tags can be used to search for this product when you are having a long list of assets. Then select this bowl and click Export Selected. And go to your lib folder. Create a new folder called props in it. It's your choice, you can name it as you like. For now, I'm creating it as props. Open it and type bowl and export selected. When it's done, you click the home button, you'll be seeing this folder and the bowl asset in it. What this actually does is creates a props folder. It will capture its thumbnail in the swatch file and add the tags in AM tags file. Just all the basic stuff. After that, we'll be adding all the remaining assets so we can work with it. So let me fast forward it for now, and I will be adding all the assets at the end of it. So now I'm done with adding all the props. So when I go to the home directory of the library by clicking this home button, I'll go into props and add 5 different assets. So let me create a new scene. So you can use the search bar to search the items based on tags. Maybe you can use chair to get the chair. Maybe you can use furniture to get all the furniture. And you can use props to get all the props. Okay, so now let's start with how to use this asset library. First thing is selecting the asset items. You can select it by just clicking on it. You can control select to select multiple items. You can click clear to clear the selection. You can shift select to select a range of items from start to end and clear it. And the number here shows the number of items selected. Now here it shows 4. If you deselect this box, it will be showing 3. Now let's see how to use all these options in the asset manager. The first thing is the modes here. Instance mode will reference these assets, but the first one would be a reference and the second one would be an instance of that reference. And in reference mode, everything will be a reference. In import mode, everything will be imported. This instance mode will normally work like a reference. For example, if in instance mode, if I click chair once, and if I click chair again, the second one is also a reference. Normally in asset manager, it will work as a reference, but when used in combination with the placer tool, the second one would be an instance. Next, going into the spawn parameters, you can add some offsets like translate x offset, translate y offset, rotation y offset, then overall scale offset. And also you can set some random values while spawning and all. This can be useful when used with placer tool. And coming to these thumbnails of the assets, if you want to spawn something with any particular mode, you can just click on that mode and select the double click the asset you want to import. You can import multiple assets like this, but everything will be spawned at the center of the view. Another useful option is if you think that the chair has some issue when imported, if you want to change it in the versional file, then just alt double click it, which opens its versional file in the library folder. You can do your necessary modifications, and also you can recapture the thumbnail and edit the tags too by selecting alt and clicking on the icon. You can recapture the thumbnail if you want in this direction. And also change the tags if you want. Maybe new asset and save changes. If you just reload this folder, you will get that updated thumbnail. So remember these shortcuts. Double click is to add to the scene. Alt single click was to modify the thumbnail and the tags assigned to it and save those changes. And alt double click is to open that version asset file and do any modifications you need, and you can save it. And also you can change the thumbnail sizes of these icons by adjusting this slider. You can widen this if you want. Use bigger thumbnails or reduce the thumbnail size to include more assets. These are all the options available in Asset Manager. But when used with Placer tool, there will be some useful functionality with these multi-select objects and all, so that you can spawn any of these 3 objects at random. And this will help with creating large sets and very useful in set dressing and all. So let's go to Placer tool now. Click this second icon to open this Placer tool. For the first time, it takes 10 seconds to load. From later on, it will be loaded instantly. So when you select this tool, you will get this cursor in viewport, crosshair cursor. Wherever you click, it will spawn one of these 3 assets. If nothing is selected, then it will create nothing. You can just select and drag anything you want. The chair was very far. It's actually very small because of the random scale we get. Let's turn it to 0, create a new scene, and let's start with using a plane maybe. Take a plane. I want to modify these positions. Let me turn off the lid for now. Now let's see how we can use placer tool. Just select the placer tool and click any asset you want to spawn. For example, let's take the table first. Just clicking on it. Then it will spawn that asset here. I just want to clear the selection so that I will not spawn it again. Now you can just drag this table anywhere you want. It's on the surface but it's not aligning to the surface. To align it to the surface, hold Control. Now it will align to the surface so that you can place it wherever you want. Let's add few more chairs here. Let's go to Placer tool again. Add few chairs. Now deselect it so that we will not be spawning more. Now control drag it to align it to the surface. It will be aligning based on the red pivot point of the chair. But these chairs are oriented in the wrong direction, but it will take time to rotate all these chairs and align it properly. There is a shortcut for this. Just with this tool active, just MMB drag on this chair so that it will rotate along that surface normal. And you can again control drag these to place it properly. So now we have a table with 4 chairs aligned to the surface perfectly. Similarly, you can add as many objects as you want. Like if you want to spawn all these objects randomly, just you can click on surface and they will be spawned randomly. And also all these spawned assets will be categorized properly into this assets folder. So you need not worry about any random clusters of objects on the outliner. So other useful shortcuts can be, for example, we imported all these assets. So let's try it with instance mode now. Let's delete all the assets. Let's start with table. Now let's start with chair. Go to placer tool. Then click on it. So it will create one. Now clear the selection. Now control drag to align to the surface. Now you can create another chair. I'm just selecting it and clicking here. The second one is an instance of the first chair. The second one is not a reference since it was in the instance mode. So let's delete it for now. Let's see another way to instance it. With nothing selected here, just shift click and drag on this to create an instance. If you hold Ctrl 2, it will align it to the surface. So shift click to instance it and shift Ctrl drag to automatically initially shift click to instance, then hold Ctrl to align it to the surface. And other useful shortcuts are, if you MMB drag on it, it will rotate along that surface normal. And if you control MMB drag, it will move up and down on the surface. If there are some ground penetrations, you can fix that with this. And you can use Shift MMB drag to scale the object uniformly about the pivot point. So with the combination of this placer tool and asset manager, we can fastly place any assets on the surface. For example, you had a large terrain, maybe you want to place the trees and all, or you have a globe, you want to place buildings on that. So all those can be made faster with this. And for example, if you had a lot of textures on this chair, maybe, and when you move this into the asset library, the textures are still outside the library. So to get them into the asset library folder, you can just alt double click it to open the asset. Then use this collect texture script. It will just bring the all its textures into its file location. If there are no textures, then there will be no textures bought here. So no issue in that. So all those will be brought into .textures folder here. You can also use same texture for this for multiple assets. All those would be sharing same file in .textures folder. So make sure you name all the textures properly and try not to give same name for different textures. Next is slash script was to re-index all the search tags. For example, if you deleted an asset from asset library and you want to clear it from the search, go to the open that asset library you want to fix the search for, then click this script. Then it will re-index all these things so that the search will work properly again. So that's it for asset manager. Thanks for purchasing it.